Painting at original colors cost $13,000. I've never climbed inside a car like that. Propellers, urinal bags, heaters, it has everything. We just have to start the engine. At this show we've got used to exclusive Lamborghini or rarest Mercedes cars, but what about the rarest Soviet cars? In this show we're talking about the most exclusive and expensive cars, and in this video we're talking about a car that came from Soviet space industry, Zil Bluebird. Let's close the roof hatch. The minimal price that the owner was ready to sell this car for is $131,000. It will be true to say that this is one of the most expensive Zil cars ever. This vehicle was built especially for finding members of spaceship crews that land on a special capsule. And this capsule doesn't always land where it is expected. A special vehicle was needed to find them, and it was built. It has really great features, and we'll have a look at them. 8 drive shafts are installed here, including 2 for propellers. Yes, it has propellers. This vehicle can swim, and you won't see these shafts, they're hidden inside the plexiglass bodies. There are no doors. The only way to get inside this car is via 2 roof hatches. It's for the sake of hermeticity. If you are looking for a car for your grandpa with sciatica, this is a perfect option. This Zil won't even stop after losing one wheel. This car actually consists of unique features. Front and back wheels turn simultaneously in opposite directions to keep it on track. Now let's walk around this car and talk about the other features it has. Front lights, if we take a closer look, were made in East Germany. In East Germany, they made hermetic lamps. The problem with Russian lamps was that water got inside while the car was swimming. Antenna is in static position right now. When in traveling position, it's fixed like that. Not to hit branches in the forest. If you'd like to shift this vehicle to swimming position, you have to open the wings. Where are the wings, you may ask? Here they are. They open like that, and then they are not heavy at all, and using a special fixing mechanism, easily press and fix the supporting pin.
75 years later.
Here we go. And there are 18 mechanisms like this one, 9 on each side. You need just 18 people to help you, well, if you don't want to do it on your own. They help to keep it balanced on water. It increases stability on waves. After lifting these wings, we got access to one of 2 fuel tanks. Yes, this car has 2. Both make 500 liters of fuel. This one is closed on rectangular key, the same one is on the other side. At the gas station, the owner of this car opens them on 2 sides and fills with fuel from 2 sides simultaneously. 500 liters costs about $280. It is very expensive, but they didn't pay attention to such things in the space industry back in the USSR. This is the heater extractor hood. Passenger's cabin is separated from driver's cabin. It uses fuel too, so that's the exhaust. Developers of this car did a great job. They also used mass production elements to make it more repairable. So they've placed a 130 Zil engine here. There were 3.5 million engines produced, if I'm not mistaken. This is V8 carburetor in engine. It works on leaded gasoline, but there is no more petrol like that for sale in Russia, so it works on unleaded petrol. Is it a good gasoline? My car works on high-octane fuel, so I don't care about all these things. This is a nitrogen tank. Well, it's cut in half, so it's a fake tank, so it is not a part of the car itself. Originally, nitrogen was used to treat electric details on the capsule that landed. So if you lock all differentials, the wheels will start working all together, and you will get maximum off-road ability. Thinking about that car's capacities is really frightening. If you'd like to see how thoroughly it was designed, to explore the Soviet engineering better, here there is a small detail. You see this aluminium ladder? It's hollow inside. If you drop it in the water, it will float. So it is a simple ladder with super abilities, and that's how all little details work here. It can seem stupid or look weird, but this is a well-engineered car. Only 26 cars like this one were built. Only 26. They were produced in the 80s till 1991. It disappeared together with the USSR. This car was built in 1985 and its number is 64. Why it's 64 if there are only 26 cars? We don't know. Well, it just happened. In the front it has these beautiful and stylish stabilizing fins that help when moving in water. This car was found in Kazakhstan in a very poor condition. It was covered with camouflage paint. They say that this exact car was painted because the president of Kazakhstan wanted to go hunting on it. So it was painted for this one special occasion. Vadim, the owner, has spent $13,000 to paint it in its original colors. Let's stop talking and get inside. Getting inside here is not very easy. It's not easy, and have a look how well thought and over-engineered it is. It really reminds something from the military, some sort of tank. Let's open the door first. It's locked. Oh, no. Everything here has a true military robustness. If you want to press something, you have to press really hard. If you want to close something, you have to do it using force. A special probe fixes the door. And how do you think this ladder moves? Yes, of course. First you have to pull these rubber fixators. I will be extremely careful. This car is not just expensive, it's priceless. So, sorry if I will seem too slow right now. We are pulling it back, then easily move it here. And put it right in place. Of course, it's fixed on the other side, and then we slowly put this thing right in place.
И аккуратненько пристыковываем его вот сюда. Вуаля!
After removing the ladder, we get access to a hedge for stretchers. That's exactly how people lying on their backs were supposed to get in here. A place for two stretchers. That's how they were placed here. Getting inside this car is very convenient. You don't need to bend. Well, you need to bend a bit, but not crawl on all fours. There is almost no more stuffing in the seats, but they are 100% authentic. Like these stretchers that have been used for a very long time. Saline holders are fixed to the ceiling. There are two bottles for 2 cosmonauts. This is a common drawer. Everything opens and functions really well. There is no need to explore. Everything is clearly explained on this Soviet scheme. This is GSA-8M. This is ASG-58. This is searching zip. Bottle holders, stretchers, belts, urinal bags, heaters. It has everything. Trays, thermos. People came back from space in various conditions. Here they even have IV tubes. There are tons of different medical equipment, unused of course. Here they have a drinking water tank. It fixes here. You can wash hands here, drink, and this tank can be easily turned into a table. There is a chair that can be used by a person sitting next to a cosmonaut. In the front, there is a radio station that can be used to contact the driver. And this is air conditioner. An unbelievable things for those times. All advanced technologies went to space industry back then. Here are the conditioner control buttons. You can make the air warmer or colder. It's turned on and off. We can see air vents on all sides that helped to keep the necessary temperature. So, climate control, back from the USSR, 1985. Another heater is placed here. It has a separate shelf. There is even a little mirror here. Have you ever seen a person lying on stretchers smoking? In this car, it's possible. If a spaceman wanted to, why not? It's cool. Back then people smoked even on planes. It was okay back then. After you smoke, you can open the window with these lovely curtains, let the fresh air in, a cup of saline, and your life becomes better. As I've said, there are 26 cars like this one. 14 of them were made for passengers and 12 for freight. That's how they looked. They could even drag screw-propelled vehicles. If this car is Habib Nurmagomedov, then the screw-propeller vehicle is just a Terminator. A part of the new generation search and rescue complex. It is a relatively light, compact and fast amphibious vehicle. The screws are functioning as wheels. These vehicles could easily move in all directions. They could even swim in all areas. That moved at 15 km per hour speed in swamps. This car weighs 9 tons and it can take 4 tons freight. And this thing can swim. This is incredible. Car length is 9 meters, width 2.5 meters, so it can move easily on public roads. It has a technical passport and everything is okay. And if you have required driving category, you can drive this car with no problems. Recently this car's been shown on Space Exhibition in Moscow. Why is this car blue? Because this color is highly visible in forests, deserts, plains, on the grass or snow. The color gave the car its name, Bluebird. Maximum speed 75 km per hour, maximum water speed up to 10 km per hour. It's very fast. And now, let's get inside the driver's cabin. Where is it? Ah, there.
Итак, мы уже залезли.
We are on the roof. That's the only way to get in this car. There are no other doors. There is a floating ring and a floating beacon on the roof. This is an automatic engine cooling door. It closes automatically when engine needs extra cooling. A red blinker. Well, let's get inside.
Ну и вперед за руль.
That's the most unusual way to get inside a
Так
car.
оригинально я за руль не садился.
Well, here we go. We are inside, but first we'd like to ask you to press the subscribe and like buttons. This car is extremely well engineered. For example, this window has a plunger pin that keeps it in place when open.
Вот здесь, когда форточка открыта и не позволяет ей болтаться на ветру.
You close it and fix like that from inside.
Механизмом. Итак,
Inside the driver cabin there have to be 3 members of the crew. And I understand why. There is a lot of equipment. It's like an old plane. There needs to be a pilot, an engineer and a navigator. That's the only way that they can deal with all these panels. On the left I have 2 wiper switches. The left one controls the left wiper, the right one controls all the rest. They are separated. Tire inflator level. It changes internal pressure, inflate or deflate, and this tool shows the tire pressure. The cutest thing about this thing is that it shows not just numbers, but it has words written on like soft and hard. It says that your tires are soft. Handbrake, a classical Zil steering wheel, 5-gear mechanical gearbox, light control. On the left and on the right there are just thousands different switches, diff locks, propellers and light control. Diff locks, propellers and light control. This car has a position finder that can find the landing capsule at about 20 kilometers distance, night vision, radio station and many other exotic things. Not only cars are searching for the landing capsule, helicopters work too, and they seem to be the most effective kind of vehicle. But what if the weather conditions are horrible? If it's raining, snowing, if it's cold and dark? This car is a much more effective option. It works in all weather conditions and can get in all places. You just set the position data and the car will go there on its own. Do you know many cars like these? This car has signal lights. It has radio system. You can contact planes and helicopters. Let's close the hatch. It's a bit too cold here.
Зима приходить. И, конечно, выбираться.
And of course, living and getting in the car through the roof hatch is not very comfortable, but this is the only option. It's necessary to keep it hermetic. The car doesn't leak at all, only if the water doesn't come from above, of course. Well, this is the most comfortable car we've ever made an episode about. And, of course, you can go fishing with it. And deliver the fish right to the shops. I wanted to say that I graduated from Aeronautical University. I studied rocket engine building, and I know this topic very well. I worked on Space Rocket Building Center, and I had an opportunity to speak with our cosmonauts who work today. And I would like to dedicate this episode to Alexei Leonov, a great person, hero of the Soviet Union. He was the first person to walk in the open space. He died at the end of 2019, and I wanted to dedicate this episode to him, if this video is worthy. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Press the like button, subscribe and keep in touch. The only thing left is to turn the engine and to hear how it sounds.